the White House tonight, and new questions swirling about Jared Kushner, the president's son-in-law, after the New York Times first reported on Kushner's meetings inside the White House with banks and investors, and then hundreds of millions of dollars in loans to help Kushner's family business. And tonight, what happened after those meetings and after all of that money, bringing even new scrutiny. Here's Chief White House correspondent Jonathan Karl tonight.
The president's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, is facing mounting questions over whether he used his West Wing position to help bail out his family's real estate empire. The New York Times has reported Kushner had several White House meetings with an executive of Apollo Global Management, one of the world's largest private equity firms, even discussing a possible White House job. Several months later, Apollo approved a $184 million loan to the Kushner family business. And today, ABC News has learned that soon after that loan, the Securities and Exchange Commission closed an investigation into Apollo. There's no evidence of a quid pro quo, but there are serious questions about that timeline. Jared Kushner's lawyer says he has taken no part of any business, loans, or projects for his family business since joining the White House. And from Kushner Companies, we do not update Jared on what's going on in our business, nor does he ask. The White House is standing by him.
Jared's still a valued member of the administration, and he's going to continue to focus on the work that he's been doing.
At the beginning of the Trump presidency, Kushner's portfolio seemed all-encompassing.
Every day, I come to work with enthusiasm and excitement for what can be.
But Kushner has been stripped of his top-secret national security clearance, and the Washington Post reports several countries believed he could be manipulated because of his inexperience and financial debts.
You see the Washington Post story about potentially being compromised by foreign countries?
Publicly, the president defends his son-in-law.
Jared's done an outstanding job.
But sources tell ABC News the president is now privately raising questions with top advisors about his son-in-law's White House role and potential ties to his family business. Multiple Trump advisors say they have heard the president question whether it is time for Kushner and first daughter Ivanka Trump to move on from the White House.
So let's get to John Karl. He's live inside the White House tonight, the briefing room there. And John, Jared Kushner has also clashed at times with the chief of staff there, John Kelly.
Well, there's been tension from the start as Chief of Staff Kelly has curtailed Kushner's once open access to the Oval Office, also curtailed his role here at the White House. One symbolic measure of that is at morning staff meetings. I'm told that the Chief of Staff routinely calls on all of the president's senior advisors for brief statements, and he calls on Kushner, I am told, almost always last.
Sign in the room. John, on the bigger question here on security clearances that you've been reporting on, because we know that Kushner was one of many working with temporary security clearance. That's been taken away from him and others. You were with the Chief of Staff, John Kelly, today. He was asked when he learned of all of this.
Well, he said about a month after he took office as Chief of Staff in September, he became aware of just how many people in the White House staff were on interim security clearances. And what he said is, quote, "It was more people than I was comfortable with." That's when he started looking into putting an end to it.